What's going on, lads? It's your boy Don here, and I brought you a different type of video. I know the usual upload is Thursday afternoon. I thought I'd bring you a pack opening, but just as the title says, this is basically how to get elite. Now, if you're a top 100 player, if you're already an elite player, then this video is not for you. This video is for those who are getting gold 3, gold 2, gold 1, and there's literally 2 or 3 wins away from getting elite. Now, it's not going to be so much a breakdown. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you my last six games, in the weekend league. And as I said, boys, your boy finally, lads, finally, we got elite. We got elite 3, and it was a battle, boys. And when I say it, I had so many ups, so many downs, connections, silly goals, trolls. Came up against a pro player. It was an eventful weekend, but we managed to clutch out elite 3 for the first time this year. So, lads, boys, if you have been supporting me since the very first upload, and finally you're about to see how your boy got elite 3, guys, smash the like button, boys. If this is the first time you're here, subscribe to the channel, put your bell on so you know when I'm gonna go live. But guys, smash a like, man, because obviously, like, it will go huge. It'll go such a long way. But yeah. But without further ado, boys, we're going to get into the video. So I will be talking about, I'm going to show you the gameplay, and I'm going to talk about exactly what I was going through at the time of the matches, and I will break down certain things in terms of formations. But, the advice I'm going to give you is advice that I have spent speaking to a few pro players, or a few players that are actually top 100 players the last week. So as you know from the upload from on Thursday, I only got gold 3. Now you can think, well, what did you do, Don? What changed between going from gold 3 to elite 3? Because obviously I was kind of blending between like gold 2, gold 1. But then last weekend I got gold 3. This weekend I got elite 3. So what changed? And I'm gonna break it down for you, boys, over the next 10 minutes of this video. But the advice I'm going to give you is the advice some of the pro players, some of the top 100 players have given me, and I've put it into this weekend, and your boy got elite. So, boys, without further ado, we are going to get into the video. So as I said, boys, drop a like, please drop a like. If you do like this type of content, I will bring you more of this on hopefully every weekend. So without further ado, boys, let's get into the video. Yes, lads, so as you can see, I have 6 games to go in my weekend league run. So I've literally just come off the back of 3 consecutive defeats. So before you see this great editing that shows that I've been whooping players, I've literally come after 3 defeats, which I deserved to win those 3. So so I know now at this point I need to win 6 games in a row to get elite, and at this time I'm playing this game at probably like about 3 in the morning. So your boy's really tired. So as you can see, lads, I've gone into a new formation this time. So I'm playing the 4-4-2, which is an absolutely brilliant balanced formation. Now I would advise you, if you're going to do the 4-4-2, make sure your custom tactics, if you can, but my custom tactics are all balanced. So I went into the 4-4-2, and because I really like the 2 up top. So as you can see, I started off the game quite quickly, quite well, but unfortunately I conceded an early goal in the 13th minute. So already my 6-game winning streak is almost getting derailed. So I'm 1-0 down already. I get the ball with Jordi Alba, cross it into the box, and then boom, straight off the bat, Del Piero. So composed. His composure is so great, boys, and his shot accuracy is brilliant. So with his left foot, get a low driven, I bring it back to 1-1. So at this moment in time, boys, I'm trying my best. I'm trying so hard. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm tired. I'm trying my hardest not to panic. So it's 1-1 at the moment. He gets the ball. Now, one thing he's got, because he's in the 4-1-2-1-2, he's always looking to counter-attack. So my plan was to keep the ball. But unfortunately, he got the ball with Ronaldinho. Oh, no, sorry, what am I talking about? With Hazard. Sorry, he got the ball with Hazard and made it 2-1. So again, I'm behind again. In my first game out of 6 games, I'm behind again. So he gets the ball back. He's about to make another counter-attack. So I'm managing to try and cut off the pass. So Jordi Alba does really well to go into the midfield. I pass the ball to Falcao, back to Del Piero, who again, Del Piero gets in. I think with this game, I think Del Piero done really well for me because he was just absolutely everywhere. It was so clinical. So it's back to 2-2. I got the ball here with Rijkaard, give it to Savage, to Ronaldo, and then for some reason Del Piero, right after half time, gets in front of the last man and literally taps in the ball. So I'm doing a little bit of celebration because I don't think I deserved it, but I thought let me do something like that because you never know what's going to happen. So it's 3-2 to me. Get the ball with Rijkaard, pass down to me to Falcao. Falcao's looking for a pass to Del Piero. Again, I get the shot off it, keeper parries it, and then Gareth Bale with a low driven back of the net. So at this time, I'm in the channel on my I'm obviously live streaming, and basically the chat's like, that's a cheesy goal, but I'll take those goals nonetheless, boys. So he's got the ball again. It's 2-on-3, bad defending from me. I pushed in early. He's got the ball with Hazard again, and then low driven with the left foot, 4-3. Now at this time, the game is slowly coming to an end. So he decides he's going to pause it. So I thought to myself, okay, well, if you're going to use a pause, then I'm going to make some changes. So I go into a formation that I know quite well. What I wanted was the 2 CDMs because I needed that extra bit of protection, because I know he's playing the 4-2-1-2. I know that he wants that middle. So if I guard that middle, then I can do really well to hold on to the ball. So it's the 90th minute. I'm not going to show you basically what I did, boys, but I held the ball on him and I managed to get the win. I clutched out the win, 4-3. Del Piero picks up the hat-trick, takes a celebration from the crowd, and we move on to our next game. Now, because as you know, boys, know I'm in the 4-4-2. This formation is, for me, I found very hard to break down. So I thought to myself, right, I've got to hold on to the ball, learn from my mistakes. So really early, Del Piero again squeezes past the last man. I don't know how I managed to make that shot. But Lozano did really well. And boys, Lozano's only on 7 chem. So Lozano does a little dribble, goes through Lukaku's legs, and Del Piero chips it in. So then he's got the ball now. He's got the ball with Fernandinho, holds on to the ball. He gives the ball to Kaka. Kaka's doing a little skill. He looks for Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, bang, low driven finesse, left foot again, and it makes it 1-1. Now, I'm wary of Ronaldinho because I've come against Ronaldinho a few times, and he's punished me on every single occasion. So feeling quite nervous at the moment. So I get the ball back with Ronaldo in the 23rd minute. Ronaldo gets the ball, plays it back to Bale. Bale to Del Piero. Del Piero with a low-driven finesse into the net. And again, Del Piero. So that's 5 goals in 2 games, Del Piero. And Del Piero, funny with Del Piero, boys, in the 4-4-2, he's playing up top with Ronaldo. But I've told Del Piero his player instructions is a false 9. Now, the false 9 means to link up the play between the striker and the midfield. So maybe if you want to try that, boys, it's entirely up to you. But not many people run the false 9, and for me, false 9 works really well. So, anyways, Rijkaard makes an interception, and just like that, boom, he rage quits. He doesn't want none of it. I'm exactly ecstatic, and we move on to the next game. So we play against another formidable opponent. This guy had an absolutely stacked team. I can tell just from his attack, he was all about the pace. So it wasn't until probably the 30th minute where the deadlock was broken. I get the ball with Bell. I'm holding onto the ball. I'm looking for like a simple pass. I'm not looking to push the pass. Get the ball to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo does what Ronaldo does best, and that's putting the ball in the back of the net. I've got problems with Ronaldo this weekend, actually, boys, because he did actually finish a lot of chances for me, but his passing just seemed a bit wayward. But he puts away his chances and finishes his dinner. So he gets a corner. He holds the ball with Rui Costa. Rui Costa to Deco. Deco to Blanc. Blanc does a little move, and he gives it to Salah, and Salah puts it into the back of the net. Now, this Mohamed Salah was absolutely causing me problems. And you're going to see nearer to the end of this game where Salah actually found great positioning and putting a goal. But we'll show you that in a minute. So I get the ball with Ronaldo. Play it to Savage. Savage, low driven. Boom. I'm in front. 2-1. I let go of the pad. Take a bit of a breather. Get the celebration out of the way. Savage calls his players, and we get a nice little 2-1 win. So I'm thinking about controlling the game. So he gets the ball with Larson. Larson to Rashford. Rashford, he's cutting in, and look what Salah does. He pulls away from my defense, and already I'm like, oh man. So again, what I'm thinking now, I'm just holding on to the ball. I'm not giving the ball away. Possession for me is everything. I get the ball, Ronaldo. Play back to Del Piero. Del Piero to Ronaldo. Ronaldo with a low driven back of the net, boys. Ronaldo is the truth, man. Honestly, if you really want to do well, you have to get Ronaldo. So it's 3-2. Again, I made the change. 4-2-3-1. Holding the ball on him. Not doing anything extravagant. and I see out the win for 3-2. Boys, do what you got to do. If you're the type of player who's not very good and you're winning 1-0, if you're someone who can hold the ball for 90 minutes, hold the ball for 90 minutes, man, because that's what I did. So, again, come up against another really, really good team and a really, really good opponent. So I'm battling for the ball. Savic has got the ball, gives it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo tries to take a shot, doesn't get anywhere. Del Piero gets the ball, flicks it to Bale. Bale passes it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo puts it into the back of the net again. So I do a Ronaldo celebration because everyone does it on me. And I continue on my run for elite. So I get the ball to Rijkaard. Play a 1-2 with Rijkaard and Savic. Savic is holding on to the ball. Give it to Ronaldo. Now, again, I see the space and I'm running into this space. Do a little dribble just to try and see if there's any players coming forward. I'm holding onto the ball and I do a low dribble. Oh, sorry, I do a finesse. Doesn't get me anywhere. But Rijkaard, so tall and so powerful, gets the ball, get it with Del Piero. And I love that finish, man. First time, and he sends a nice little rage quit. And look at the team he's got, man. To be fair to him, I think it's because it was late and he probably wanted to go to bed, didn't have the energy, and decided to rage quit. Now, this guy, you look at this team, for me, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's an alright team, don't know. But the fact that he's got 2 red cards kind of rings alarm bells that he's going to be a good player. So we get the ball again with Ronaldo. Play it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo takes a big touch, and again, first time low driven with Rijkaard, and that was an absolutely, considering that he's not known for his finishing, that was an absolutely brilliant finish from Rijkaard, and we take a nice early lead. So the thing is that I'm trying to focus on is trying to get an early lead and not giving the ball away. He gets the ball with Lukaku, and let me tell you something. This guy was brilliant with Lukaku. I made a defensive error because I showed him onto his left foot, and obviously Lukaku's left-footed. So it's 1-1. I've got the ball with Jordi Alba, and I'm holding onto the ball, not making any mistakes. Del Piero tries to go onto his right foot. He tries to make the clearance. He's clearing the ball away. I get it with Ronaldo, do a little finesse, and boom, into the back of the net. So right now, boys, what I'm thinking to myself is possession, not to give the ball away. The longer you have the ball, the less likely he is going to score. So right now, I'm keeping the ball again. It's 2-1 to me. I'm keeping the ball. I play a little through ball to Ronaldo. And to be fair, boys, for me, that was an absolutely lucky goal. Ricocheted off the crossbar in the back of net. So again, here, another defensive error for me. I made a stupid mistake in trying to push Lukaku off the ball with Jordi Alba. And he just powered past me and put it in the back of the net and made it 3-2. Now I'm thinking, oh, great, it's going to be one of those games. So I'm thinking to myself, what formation is he in? So I'm looking at the formation again, seeing if he's making any changes, and it's still the 4-1-2-1-2. So I know I'm going to stay in this formation because he wants that middle. My formation is quite wide. So what I did, I just held the ball on him again, boys, and I clutched out the win. And that's all I had to do. Remember, it was 3-2. I think it was just before half time. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm just going to hold the ball on him. I know that he's playing a very narrow formation, so I have the width. I have the width on him. So I just held the ball on the width and just kept the ball. Down to the last game, boys. As you can see, I'm flicking through because I'm quite nervous, but I'm thinking, this is it, boys. I've never been in this position this year. It comes down to the last game. It's probably about maybe 3:30 in the morning, I think. And I'm absolutely tired, and I come up against this team. Now, if you look at the previous games, Salah has scored ridiculously against us. Hazard has, and he's got an absolutely great midfield and a really solid defense. So I know it's going to be a clutch game, and I'm absolutely tired, boys. But you know what I said to myself? I'm going to play very simple. So for editing purposes, I just let this game run so you can actually see what I did, boys. I played the 4-4-2. I've told everybody to defend except for Ronaldo. So Ronaldo's on getting behind. Del Piero's on the false 9. Told everyone in my midfield to stay back while attacking. Bale and Lozano to get back in defence. Alba and Vasako to stay back while attacking. So I've got a lot of defensive cover because automatically this game is built for your players to bomb forward. But I tried to balance it out by telling them to stay back. So because what I want to do, because I've notified that one of my weaknesses is the fact that I'm not very good at defending. So if I can tell my players to defend really, really well and get back, then obviously that gives me some control over the game. So as you can see, look, I've told my players to stay back, but they're all bombing forward. But that's okay because when I lose the ball, they will drop back for me. So I'm holding on to the ball. I'm looking for the space. I'm not pushing it forward too much. As you can see, his plays are incredibly deep. So I'm not wasting the ball. I get a chance with Bell. I don't see an opening, so I go back and keep the ball. As you can see, I've got no options. So I'm just keeping the ball. I'm waiting for the option. I'm trying to be as patient as I possibly can. I give the ball away, but Rijkaard is in a really good position to get it back. I give it to Del Piero, who makes a through ball to Ronaldo. Ronaldo takes a shot. That's the first shot, misses. He throws it out straight away, which is a bad mistake. I would advise you guys, especially when you're under a lot of pressure, don't be so hasty to throw the ball back and try and get that early goal. So I get the ball, Ronaldo again, try and do a skill. I lose the ball again. He plays a through ball, and I managed to get the ball with Vasalko and play back to my keeper. So I calm things down, take the sting out of the game, and again, back to the same game plan. Keep the ball on the wing because he's playing a very, very narrow formation, and just try and play the simple ball. See an opening, pass the ball. Don't try to go for the killer ball yet because he wants to, because things with the 4-1-2-1-2, it's all about the counter-attack. So I got the ball with Ronaldo. I'm looking for an option. Get the ball with again with Del Piero. Make a shot. I don't get it again. He gets the ball with Hullet to Hazard. Hazard to Son. And he's looking for another pass. So Salah's making a breakaway. And I'm trying to use Blanc. And Blanc managed to get the tackle on that occasion. Blanc wasn't good for me this weekend, by the way. So I'm glad he made that tackle when it mattered. So Blanc makes an interception. Pass it to Savic. Savic to Gareth Bale, who played brilliantly this weekend. So again, same thing. I'm keeping the ball. Not giving it away. Looking for an opening. I see nothing, so I switch the play to Vasalko. Vasalko to Lozano. Lozano to Ruud Hullet. Get the ball with Ronaldo. I play it back to Savic. Savic again to Lozano. Trying to keep the ball. Waiting for an opening. Waiting for him to move his players out. He's using Hullet. I managed to keep the ball away from Hullet. Give from Rijkaard to Savic. Savic to Ronaldo. Ronaldo in the back of the net, boys. And he takes a pause. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's going to make a change now, boys. I'm taking a breath. I put the pad down. I'm thinking, right, what's he going to do? And then he does this. He rage quits. And boys, that is it. I finally got it. I was so ecstatic, boys. I couldn't believe it. It was literally such a pressure came off my shoulders. And we got Elite 3 for the first time. He decided to rage quit. It was really late, so he probably thought, you know what, I'm moving on to my next game. I'll come over to fight back. And lads, I could not be happier. That's basically how I did it. Now, I do apologise if everything happened quite quickly. You didn't have much to take in, whether you're writing something down, which I'm probably sure you're not, but trying to take in some information. But the key things that I was taught during the week after I got gold 3, during that week of me trying to figure out what can I do to rectify my mistakes, was I was playing the 4-3-1-2, and that wasn't getting me anywhere. So I played a top 100 player, and he played in the 4-4-2 and absolutely whooped me in the 4-4-2. So I asked him about the 4-4-2. He gave me some advice, and one of the key things he said, especially with the 4-4-2, he says the build-up play is a little bit slower. With formations like the 4-1-2-1-2 or the 4-3-1-2, it's all about the counter attack, or the 4-3-2-1. It's all about the counter attack. But with a formation like the 4-4-2, it's a slower build-up, so you can control the game a little bit better. So I slowed the game down and controlled it to my pace. I put in players. I think what helped as well is that all my players, only 3 of my players were below 6 foot. The rest of my players were like 6'3", 6'4", so they're really, really tall and really, really powerful. So I was able to control the game, and all of them were really, really good on the ball. So I made sure I slowed the game down, keep possession, don't force to play. I made sure with the player instructions, I didn't do like 2 instructions on every player, or each player had only 1 instruction on them. And to be honest, everybody else bar my strikers had defensive instructions on them. I would have got I don't know, to say that I would have got more wins if I didn't have them on defensive, but I wanted to have more defensive cover because, like I said, defending is not exactly my strongest. So I made sure I had them all on one instruction as well. But also I played a formation. What I did, I had 1 week to practice with the 4-4-2 because I'd never played with the 4-4-2 before. So I practiced with the 4-4-2, went into divisions, went into online singles, went into day knockout tournament, and just practice with the 4-4-2. And I made sure I had the right players for that formation. So across the middle, in the midfield is really, really important. I made sure that I had a player who's a medium and a high medium as well. So I had that in Savic and in Rijkaard as well, which gave me a lot of defensive cover because they both got really, really good defensive stats. So they gave me some defensive cover as well. So I made sure I had the right players in the right position. So make sure you practice with that formation. When you come up against a pro, someone who's really, really good, don't be scared. Don't play in don't worry about their players. Think about the formation that they're playing in. If you know they're playing in a narrow formation, play wide. If they're playing in a wide formation, match their formation if you have to. Battle between the fact that who can play this formation better. Sometimes I did that when, as I said, I struggled with the 4-2-3-1, and what I did is that there were times where I thought, right, that's it, I'm going to match your formation, let's see who can play this formation better. Considering that I played this formation a lot in FIFA 17, 9 out of 10 times I pretty much beat them. But try and play in a formation that you're comfortable in. If your formation is not working, switch to another formation. If that formation is not working, switch to that another formation as well. Look at the formation, look at how they're playing, look at the formation that they're playing in, and try and counter that. Don't worry about the players, all right? It's the formation that you need to, obviously, yes, worry about the players, but more so the formation, all right? And just practice that, boys. And that's pretty much all I did to go from this week, to go from gold 3 to elite 3. That's all I did. So I'm going to try and stick with this team, stick with this formation, and just brush up on a few things. I'm going to look back on the games that I played as well, especially the ones I lost. Now, this is one really important advice which I'm going to give you guys, is if you can, record your games and watch them. The game that I played against the top 100 player, he smacked me, like beat me ridiculously. Thankfully I was recording that game, so what I did when in my spare time, I looked back on that game and looked at the mistakes that I made. It's very difficult to notice your mistakes while you're playing, but if you take a step back, go back and look at the gameplay again, and then you can see the mistakes that you're making or he's making, what went well, what didn't go well, and learn from that, boys. Learn from your mistakes. Yes, complain about the mechanics of the game, the connection, this and the other, but you've got to be accountable for the mistakes that you made. And I know that when I played against this top 100 player, I made a catalogue of mistakes, and I did make mistakes as well in the weekend league that just went. So I'm going to look back on the mistakes that I made and try and rectify them, so hopefully next weekend I can hopefully get elite 3 again, or I can get maybe elite 2 or elite 1. So that's one big piece of advice, is try and watch back on the games. Don't just watch the games that you've won, watch the games that you have lost. Try and watch those games, because that is the game where you're going to actually learn the most about and improve. You're going to learn the most about how you play and improve as well as a player. So that's basically how I went from gold 3 to elite 3, boys. And yeah, that's my piece of advice. So boys, guys, I thank you so much for even sticking around and watching this video. If you are still here, guys, please drop a like, subscribe, comment, come over to my Twitch channel, drop a follow as well, boys, and I'll see you at the next upload. Peace.